What it do, homies? We back with some more offending, everybody. This time we are checking out the Drake dating simulator. Remember what K-Dot said? If you're around him and you in love, let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up.
Little Kendrick Lamar has been making some allegations against Drake recently, saying he has a ghostwriter, tush implants, and secret children.
Hold on. Recently? Well, I guess, I feel like he's been saying that for years, but, I feel like he has. Y'all let me know.
Against Drake recently, saying he has a ghostwriter, tush implants, and secret children. Some may be related, others coerced, but just because baby Kendrick says it doesn't make it true. If anything, he's probably just afraid for his childlike body. So it's important to remember that a song lyric or joke shouldn't be taken seriously. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the next part of the video called How Young is Too Young for Drake?
Now, honestly, the fact that he even had to put that as a disclaimer, because you do got some people out here that's just like, hey, he said it, so it must be true. I'm going to take it and run it. And honestly, I don't think many people really believe it. They just kind of get caught up in the excitement and the fun to share that experience with other people. But if you're not careful, sometimes that stuff turns real, and it turns real quick. All of a sudden, you really start thinking that. But glad you put that disclaimer out. I don't even think it woke anybody up. They probably said, I agree. Went right back to their own. Yeah.
Taken seriously. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the next part of the video called How Young is Too Young for Drake? Publicly, the youngest he's gone is 19-year-old Haley Baldwin, which is a little sus, but totally legal. However, when asked about it, Haley says she's known him for 4 years. Meaning when she was 15, he was 30. Oh, but that's just one girl, right? Wrong. Because he also, allegedly, dated 18-year-old model Bella Harris. Which again, totally legal and not weird at all, until you figure out he's known her since she was 16. Drake.
So some of this information, because I do not know like the very specifics. So this is all kind of news to me, because I know they say, I hear like I'm young and everything. And then everybody that people have been bringing up to me, they are of legal age. But what I didn't know is, I guess, when he first came in contact with them, right? And I guess they are saying it themselves, right? So it's a sus part.
Totally legal and not weird at all, until you figure out he's known her since she was 16. Drake is basically putting girls on pre-order, letting other diddlers know there's a queue. Sorry, busy downloading trauma. You can have it right after I corrupt it. It's not his fault. The younger you are, the better your DLC package. Just ask future overdose victim Millie Bobby Brown, who's been texting Drake since she was 14.
We just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more.
Ew, every guy watching this knows I miss you means I'm thirsty. You might as well text him.
Yeah, I'm guessing when she first said that, I haven't seen that at all, but I'm guessing when she first said that, I wonder if it made an uproar or anything, like on Twitter. Twitter's not really a real place anyways, but
Miss you more.
Ew, every guy watching this knows I miss you means I'm thirsty. You might as well text I'm guilty. But you know what? Maybe I'm looking into this too much. What did you guys text about, Millie?
About boys. He helps me.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Letting you know exactly how to groom yourself before going out. But what specific information did he give you about the boys?
That stays in the text messages.
Oh, predators
That's not
always
sus
make
at
me
all.
cry. That stays in the text messages. Just an adult having a private conversation with a child. Nothing to see here. What do
You want to know something? We might have learned a whole lot from Chris Hansen, right? How they talk in chats and everything. For those of you that watch To Catch a Predator, right? They kind of talk patterns and everything. Because every now and then I'll watch like a couple of episodes and everything. And I'm just like, yo, that's really crazy. And they can't even bring that stuff back anymore. I mean, they probably can, but in this day and age, people are a lot more susceptible, if you will, a little bit more nervous, a little bit more cautious and everything. But yeah, stuff like that.
do you think the overall text messages? Just an adult having a private conversation with a child. Nothing to see here. What do you think the over-under is? Drake texted her the federal mantra of, it'll be our little secret, or no one needs to know. I mean, I'm not saying he's a predator, but he's definitely using their playbook. Starting with, let me help you with the boys, to let me help you with flirting, to let me help you with stuff. Do you want to accidentally poop on your future hubby? No? Well, then you gotta practice. Oh, but those are just allegations. It's not like Drake actually bediddled someone underage, right? Somewhat wrong. Because there's video footage of him bringing a 17-year-old girl on stage and proceeding to kiss her as he grinds up on her. Pretty disgusting, but not technically illegal, as it happened in Colorado, where the age of consent is 17. However, he didn't know this until after kissing her. And what
he might bring it up as well, but she brought it up, the lady in question, because she said she was 17 and she said she was like 30 now or something like that. Like 30 now, I was like, dang, it's been that long and everything. But yeah, her video addressing this is somewhere on the internet.
Once he does find out, he says,
I can't go to jail yet, man.
so he knows he effed up. And what do you
Oh.
think he does next? Did you guys double down and say,
Why do you look like that? You dick. Look at all this.
yep, he just starts fanning her with his red flag. But then he asked her to take a seat, right? Nope. He triples down and says,
I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breath feels against my chest.
that's right, after potentially committing a crime, he wanted everyone to know he had no remorse. And I know what you're thinking, that must be it. What could he have possibly done to make the situation worse aside from kissing her hands, her cheeks, her forehead, and her lips? Ah, it's all I need to see, officer. Take him away. Seriously, there's I got caught up in the moment, and then there's when you're famous, they just let you do it. Sometimes they don't even ask for permission. I just invite him on stage.
That's crazy that he said that, because that's literally what Drake said. Too famous, right? He said, I'm too famous for all that, which was a huge red flag, because what kind of argument is that? I'm too famous. What? Yeah, I also didn't know he said that type of stuff on stage. So I'm apparently missing a lot of information. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Caught up in the moment, and then there's when you're famous, they just let you do it. Sometimes they don't even ask for permission. I just invite them on stage and grab them by the hymen. Let's face it, people, there's been a lot of warning signs. Did you forget his song Nice, where he says, high school pics, you was even bad then? Or 6 months ago, where he posted a video shot in a middle school? I'm starting to think he leaked his own pic so prosecutors couldn't use highly accurate descriptions of it from his victims as evidence against him in court.
Why
Sorry,
did he do
Stacey, we
that?
all know it looks like a Pringles can. So unless your tears were recording, I think we're done here. And let's not forget
Oh,
the
no.
most damning evidence, Heartbeat 6. If I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd been done arrested. I'm way too famous for
Yeah,
that
right there.
you suggested. Which only proves 3 things. 1, life imitates art.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about it.
2, his ghostwriter deserves more credit, because clearly this was all him. And 3, Drake doesn't have friends. He doesn't. Only leeches trying to suck money out of him. A true friend would have said, bro, are you
what K-Dot
insane?
said.
You're gonna put out a song with like 10 references to porking? But instead, his homies were like, yeah, that shit's dope. Send it. Maybe that's Drake's problem. Too many people around him telling him yes. I mean, think about it. He's Drake. He could have any woman he wants. Everywhere he walks are pet stores of kitties just begging to be bought. But if you could have any woman, does that make them less desirable? We all know hunting is part of the appeal.
You know, that's a very interesting argument. Too much of something, right, is a bad thing. If you can have too much of it, do that make you want less of it? I am under the belief that it is easier for a woman to find a date than it is for a man to find a date, right? That's just a belief that I am under. I would think that if you were popular or anything, like for say if you were a woman, if you knew or didn't know, or not, in this case, it's only work that if you knew that you can get a lot of men and you know you get any men that you want, then you wouldn't necessarily want less of them, but you wouldn't necessarily settle. You would want the top of the top of the top, or you would want something that's kind of like will be seen as not necessarily like forbidden, but something that's a little bit out of your league, something that's out of something that you can perceive that you should be able to have, right? Which is why I think some people, and this can go for men or women, tend to shoot above like their status, if you will, right? Somebody that's not making $1 million wants somebody that is making $1 million, because you want something that's harder to attainable. And I believe you only get to that when you can have everything below or at your level. If it's coming easily, do you want what's higher? In this unfortunate case, right, if you believe you can have everything that you want, then you might start trying to go for the forbidden, just simply for the sake that it's you don't want it. It's just from the sake that that you ain't supposed to have it. You know what I mean? So he might be cooking. But what he said right there is very interesting. That's more psychological type of thinking.
Be bought. But if you could have any woman, does that make them less desirable? We all know hunting is part of the appeal. Getting someone to go on a date, come back to your place, and salad is hard. But the thought of it possibly happening makes you hard. You see, men don't want to be handed trophies. We want to win a trophy. So even though Drake's at a buffet, he can't help but crave Sour Patch Kids. I mean, monsters gotta eat too, right? So maybe we should start being a little less judgmental and a little more empathetic. Because say what you want about Drake, but that man never speeds in a school zone. Or as he calls it, window shopping. Sometimes he just shakes a Gucci bag out the window to get their attention. And he's always looking both ways at crosswalks again and again and again. Sure, once he gets a whiff of their innocence, he can't be stopped, but what are we gonna do? Investigate his potential crimes and give his victims some justice? You think that's gonna work? You can take the kids out of his house,
That shouldn't
you can't
be funny.
take the kids out of his mind. He'll always be hunting for forbidden fruit, even if it's not ripe yet. Drake is a VIP, or very impatient. Rapper is only
Oh,
one P away from
goodness.
trauma. Think about it. Drake said his
Oh,
favorite
my
game is
goodness.
blackjack, probably because he's always hitting on 14 and 15 and stopping at 21. Why does being so wrong feel so right? He says in front of Build-A-Bear. She's turning 18, which to Drake means that meat is about to expire. Can we all accept there's a difference between a joke and violence? Like on March 7th, one of
How are you cooking this much? Those didn't feel like throwaway jokes. Those was premium. I applaud you, sir. Oh my goodness. Every single one of them. Rapid fire. Bravo.
Why does being so wrong feel so right? He says in front of Build-A-Bear. She's turning 18, which to Drake means that meat is about to expire. Can we all accept there's a difference between a joke and violence? Like on March 7th, one of Drake's security guards was shot outside his house. Can we all agree that's wrong? Because if anyone's shooting their shot, it's Drake during prom night.
Oh
This
my goodness.
is God's plan. You know what you want to do. Oh, you want to push that subscribe button.
Yeah,
push the
he kind of cooked on this video. Yeah, you've been cooking lately, actually, but I don't react to all of them, but this one caught my interest. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this whole Drake thing in the comments. Dave's out.